0. Okay, so let's see. Now, right, we're done, right? So let's say I'm going to type Kevin Snow, right? Kevin Snow, and then Kevin Snow has 2 Bitcoins, right? So when I click net worth calculation, click this, it'll say not found. It's some problem because if you look at this HD under the homework, right? I don't have any what? I don't have any net worth the PHP file, right? So this is something that I have to create. So this file should be written in what? PHP. Okay, so this is should be written by PHP, right? So go back to my notepad, right? So file new. I'm gonna create the PHP, right? PHP file. So basically, it's like a form of HTML. So actually, it's embedded in HTML. Okay. So first, I'm going to show you. Okay. And of course, it has to start with what? This is like a doc, right? So this is like doc HTML, right? And then I have what? I have HTML, right? And then once I have HTML, I have to what? Need to close with the close HTML tag, right? Copy, paste, right? So this is like HTML, right? And what I'm going to do is now it has a header, right? Copy and then paste. Okay, so this header, right? It says basically net asset title, and then my style sheet, right? The style sheet is sample.css, but I think in my HW directory, I'm gonna use this my style one. Okay, so my style one instead of okay, so I'm going to use my style style1.css. Okay, and then I have a body, right? Body, and then once I have a open body, then I have to close it, right? So body. Okay, and then just for the test, I'll say what? Paragraph P, right? And then say, hi, this is just a test, right? And then I'm going to close with a P, right? And let's just save it, right? I mean, this is like pretty much just HTML, right? You know what? And then, but actually inside the body, right? Inside the body, you have to have open PHP tag. So this is it's a bit different. This is something that we have not learned. So after the body, right? So right after body. So right after. So let's just. So you open with PHP. This is very important. The PHP, right? And then once you have open PHP, you have to close it, right? So basically question mark and this. So basically that's like so basically inside this is like a PHP script. Okay. No, okay. You know what? You cannot just since this is inside the PHP, I cannot really do this. And then I think inside the body. Okay, so let us actually in the PHP there is a function is called print, right? Print. By the way, this is just a PHP the functions. Okay, so there is a functions, right? And then print sets like hi. Okay, so just remember that the print is a part of the PHP language. Okay, just simply it'll print hi, right? But this high has to be like, this print function has to print the, in terms of like in forms of HTML, right? So this high will be printed in the, as a, within the, like a paragraph. So the P, right? P, right? And then like this P means a paragraph in HTML, right? And then what? Close P. Oops. Actually. Okay. So now let's save this. File, save as. And under the, let's see, is it this? Yeah, so hdocs homework W, right? Good. And then what is the name? Name has to be net worth dot, PHP, right? I think we can find PHP here. Where is the PHP? Oh, here, PHP, right? PHP hypertext processor, PHP. Okay, so I'm gonna save it as a PHP. Okay, so make sure that this net worth.php should be same as this one, right? Net worth has to be the same file name. Net worth, and this is net worth, right? Okay, and then let's save it. Okay, now go back, right? Let's just refresh this browser. Okay, so it's 2, right? So when I net worth calculations, you see that it's high, right? Oops, I think this is okay. You know what? This is my mistake. Okay, so yeah, sorry, this is my mistake. Okay, so let's see. Let's just save it, and then just go back. Right? Let's say calculate net worth. Right? You see that high, right? So now I know that at this point, I know that my PHP actually is properly executed by XAMPP web server. Okay, so any questions up to this point? Maybe we can just try one more. Okay, so let's say print, right? And then you have to have a quote, right? Double quote. And then, so basically you have an open like double quote, and then you have to close with the double quote. And then the P is a paragraph, right? So inside this, the quote, you have to put the HTML, right? You have to use the HTML tag, right? So the paragraph P, this is just a test, right? And then you close with the P, paragraph, right? And let's see, file, save, right? And then I saved it, right? Yeah, I saved it. And then let's see. And then I'll just refresh this one more time just in case. And then I click my net calculations. Oops. Oh, I see. Okay, the problem is in the PHP, right? Every statement has to, what? You have to put the semicolon at the end. Okay, and then you have to put the semicolon. So basically, semicolon means that's the end of each. That basically indicates this is what? This is the end of this print statement, and that's why you have to put the semicolon. Okay, and then you need to put another semicolon, meaning what? This is what? This is the end of this print statement. Okay, so that's why you have to put the semicolon. Okay, within the PHP. Okay, so let me save it, and then let's just refresh. Okay, and then okay, so hi, this is just test, right? Okay, so let me just briefly explain about the I'll take probably a few minutes. Okay, okay, so this is okay. So I talk about the post, right? the post. So this is, I want you to like, okay, so basically I want you to know the basics. And the basic is, so we have a web browser, right? Here's your Mozilla Firefox web browser. And here's what? The web server, right? So basically the idea is, so when you look at the HTML file, right? So the method is what? So you have a PHP, right? So that when the user click the submit button, right? It automatically trigger this PHP file, and this PHP file or this the script is going to be executed on this server, right? So and then method is a post. So what that means is, so this is, let's say this is you, right? And in the web browser, you type, this is what? This is input, right? And then you type what? Kevin Snow, and how many bitcoins? You put the 2 bitcoins, right? So this is like this. Okay. So by the way, in the web browser, there's a developer, right? This is HTML file, right? And your browser first contact this web server, and then there is HTTP protocol is used, and then first your browser, right? Mozilla Firefox will say, please. They're going to use the get method. Okay. This is like under the HTTP protocol, and then they will get all HTML, contents will be, fetched by this browser, right? So this HTML file will be displayed on your web browser, right? And the user type Kevin Snow and 2 bitcoins, right? And then the next method is what? Post. Okay, the post means this value, right? Kevin Snow and 2 will be transferred to this. Actually, whenever the user click this submit button, right? The post method, right, will put this value, right, and this value will be it will be transmitted to this to the web browser, right? And then the web browser will execute what? Web browser will execute net worth PHP. Okay, and that's why the PHP is what? The PHP is server side. Okay, sorry. Server side technology. Okay, because this PHP will be executed on the server, right? The server will execute this PHP file. Okay, so that's why this is server side. And then there's a client side. The client side, the most popular server side technology is called JavaScript, right? And we're not gonna learn JavaScript, but the JavaScript will be executed on the browser, on your browser, right? And that's why the JavaScript is called client side technology, whereas your PHP will be executed on the server side. And that's why it's called server-side technology, okay? And so this is the post. And then this value, right? This value will be right? Will be transferred to this browser by the post method. So this is a post, okay? I mean, this is just basic concept. Okay, now, so let's take a look at the net worth PHP, right? Okay, so basically this is test, and we know that this works, right? So, but I don't really need this. This is just for the testing, right? Purely for the testing. But I'll just leave it here, right? But at the end, I'm gonna remove them. Okay, now I want you to know that it's the next thing is inside the PHP, right? Inside the PHP tag. So this means, remember this, the dollar sign means a variable name. So the first name is a variable name. And then this is just PHP syntax. Okay, don't ask me why they use a dollar sign. It's just a PHP syntax. It's a grammar. Okay. And inside this grammar, you see that single quote, right? And the first name is what? This is if you look at the previous HTML file, this is what? This is input name, the first name. Okay. So in the example, right? The Kevin, right? The Kevin is basically this will get the Kevin, right? And then the value will be basically transferred to this variable name, first name. Okay, so the first name is going to be now is a Kevin, and then the last name, copy. And so once again, right? And this is an equal sign. Let's just make it readable. Okay, and then this one, right? This one last name, go back to, is this guy. This input name, last name, must match. Okay, these two names must match. So this whole thing, right? This whole thing is gonna be what? Snow, right? So my variable name, last name is what? It's gonna be Snow. Okay, by the way, any volunteer, what is the definition of the variable? Okay, what is a variable? Anyone? Please unmute your microphone and speak. Any volunteer? So what is a variable? Anyone?
Variable is one type of storage. Means it store value of the input types as well as variable. We can define as a blank also.
Good, good. Yeah, I like your answer. Good, thank you. Yes. So variable is needed to store something, right? Just like I said. So for example, in the variable, right? The variable you can think as a box, right? And in the box, you can store anything, right? You can store number. Okay, in the variable, you can sometimes you can store a string, like what? Kevin. Right? And the unique thing about the variable is that the variable must has a variable name or the reference variable name, right? So in this case, if you look at this, the PHP file, anything that starts with this dollar sign, that's a variable name. So this variable name, for example, the name of this variable name is what? First name. Okay? And then there's another variable, another box, and another variable name is what? Last name. Right? So in our example, our last name is going to be the Snow, right? Last name, right? So this is Kevin Snow. Any question? Good. So so we're done, right? So now the last thing is, I'll say, Bitcoin, right? Remember this one, right? The name of this, so basically this is what, under the single quote. And this Bitcoin has to match with what? This guy, Bitcoin. Any question? So this variable name, right? This variable name, the Bitcoin amount is what? So I have another variable, right? and another variable name is Bitcoin amount. Okay, by the way, I want you to know that, okay, some people say, oh, professor, this name has to be same as this. No. This is a variable name. So you can say, okay, you can say what? You can say X, right? Or you can say Y. No problem. And X and Y. Then, of course, the variable name is X, and this variable name is Y, Bitcoin amount, right? So you can put X and Y, but this is not a good programming practice, because I want you to, when you choose a variable name, I want you to choose something really meaningful, okay? So the X and Y is not really meaningful, right? So that's why I want to say first name, let's say F name, at least. Of course, the first name is better, but at least F name. And then for this one, I'm gonna choose last name, L name. Okay, so any question? Okay, now, since I need to calculate the total cost, like a net value, right? Net asset. I need to create another a variable. I need total, right? This is like another variable, and equal is what? This Bitcoin amount. Copy, paste, right? Bitcoin amount, and then multiply by what? Any volunteer. And multiply by what? Any volunteer?
$48,000.
Thank you. $48,000. Thank you. $48,000. And make sure that you don't forget to put the what? Semicolon at the end of each statement. Okay, any question? Okay, now the next is, I'm done, almost done, right? A couple more minutes. And then I'm going to have a print statement, right? The first print statement that I need to have is, I need to add like 2 more lines, that's it. Paste, and I said print, right? Paragraph, this is HTML paragraph. Hi, I think, hi, first name, last name, welcome to my web page, right? But since I changed to F name, I have to change this. Now I have to say F name, right? F name, right? This is F name. So hi, this is gonna be Kevin, right? Because it's Kevin. And then the last name I should change to L name, right? L name is this guy, which is what? Snow, Kevin Snow, right? And then welcome to my website. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, right? Remember, one step at a time. So I'm going to save it, and let's test it, okay? And then Kevin Snow, I'm gonna use the same input. And then click net worth. See? Hi, Kevin Snow. Welcome to my website. Any question? Now the last thing is I need to calculate the net worth, right? How much is my net worth when I have 2 Bitcoins? So I need to have another print statement for that, right? So the print, copy, right? And then paste. My net worth is, see the total, right? This is variable name, and then this is variable name, total, right? So the total should be what? 48,000 by 2, right? So let's just, and this is like end with the P, right? It's a paragraph, this HTML. So let's just make it readable. And then this is, of course, semicolon at the end of each statement. Okay? And then let's save it. And then let's just run, go back. And let's just net worth calculations. What is my net worth? It's $96,000, of course, right? Total is a 96 and dollars. Okay, any question? Maybe, you know what, we can just add one more. This is like you don't have to do this, but this is like extra line. An extra line is you know, I'm going to just, by the way, this is just a minor thing. It's nothing really major. Interesting to see. Okay, and return to the you know what, not the calculator, I'll say return to what, return to my website, right? Okay, so you know that this is P is a paragraph, HTML, and this is HTML, and you know that this is what, A is anchor, right? Anchor, and then anchor, and then this is something that you have to have, right? So what is my website name? I mean the HTML file name, my web page.html, right? Okay, so I have to say my web page HTML, right? So this is the my dash web dash page.html. Well, that's just like a long name. Okay, so my web page.html. Okay, good. So let's save it. Okay, and then what? Guess what? I save it, right? Good. And then go back. Let's just do this. Okay, when I click return to my website, right? Since this is anchor, right? Since it's this anchor, this is a link, right? So when I click this, go to my web page. So any questions? So this is like a simple example of what? Both HTML forms as well as the PHP. So welcome to the PHP. It's just I just want you to taste what the PHP, you know, basically looks like. That's it. I don't want to really get into the PHP. Okay. So starting from next week, we're going to talk about XML, and this is like end of the PHP and HTML, pretty much. Okay, any question? Okay. I'm going to end my lecture here, and then right after this, again, I'm going to have an announcement. Okay, so we'll take a 1 minute break. Okay, we'll take a 1 minute break. Okay, thank you.